Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. It is Saturday morning here and I am about to head out for the day. I am going to have a sort of nice solo day. I have a couple of things to do, but I do just want to go to a cafe and also do some book browsing at some of my favorite bookstores. I say browsing because I just recently did buy some books online and some manga as well. So when those arrive, I will come back and show you what I got, and I'll also come back later and talk about my reading updates, because I actually have a ginormous box here which just arrived from Japan. This is so heavy, so I wanted to open this up together and show you the items in here because I am really excited. These items came from JP Fans, who I've spoken about before in one of my previous videos, because a couple of months ago I used their service to get some really incredible items, and I really like using them because you can shop from different markets, including Mercari, which is where I found all of these. I can honestly spend hours browsing on there. There are just so many things, and the whole process is really easy because you just find the items you like, add them to your cart and check out as usual. It's also really convenient, especially because you can order multiple items like I've done, and once they arrive at their warehouse they will consolidate everything into one box for you. So it's really cost effective. They can also store your items for up to 60 days, and once they do arrive they send you pictures of everything, which is just great for peace of mind, and it's just exciting to see everything before it's sent out to you. As for the shipping costs, they do have a calculator online where you can get an estimate of how much it's going to cost you, so you have an idea beforehand. And I've spoken about this before, but I really like buying from JP Fans because the prices are just incredible compared to other sites, and everything always arrives in immaculate condition. So I do recommend checking them out if you haven't already. They are offering a great deal at the moment, which is 50% off Mercari for new users, but I also have some extra coupons you can use by using the link below in the description. But let's go ahead and open this. So obviously I have just opened the top up because I wanted to have a peek, but I haven't really pulled anything out yet. I'm not going to go in any order here, but I am going to leave the item that I am most excited about till last. So I've got 4 items in here. As you can see, everything comes wrapped. So the first item I have got here is the Bloodborne official artwork book. It's been on my list for quite a while, and I did read online that the ones that come from Japan, the colors are slightly better than the ones that you can buy here. I don't know if that's true, but just came across that as I was researching, and just looking at it, I didn't expect it to have this kind of cover. It's like a leathery type of slip on this, and it's actually removable, so that's what it looks like without it. I've obviously talked about Bloodborne so much on here because I am such a huge fan of From Software in general, and Bloodborne was the first game that I played. Prior to this, I'd never played a game before that just felt really well suited to me. I mean, look at this. All of the locations in this game are just very gothic. There's a lot of cathedrals, but not just that, the costumes that the characters wear are just honestly things I would love to wear. Like, look at this. I would wear this whole outfit, honestly. So I can't wait to sit down and just go through every single page of this. I think this is an incredible coffee table book. Just come across this page, which is of Forsaken Castle Cainhurst, which is my favorite area in the game. And I love the costume here that you can pick up. You may notice this wall here because it's been my desktop wallpaper for over a year now. I get asked all the time where it's from. I'll just show you one more image here. Look how beautiful that is. This also was a fraction of the price on Mercari that it is to buy new, and it looks brand new to me. So I'm very happy with this one. The next item I've got here, it's another art book because, yeah, again, The prices of these in Japan on Mercari is so much cheaper than here. This one is probably not going to come as a surprise. Of course, I had to get the Elden Ring official art book, and obviously you can see like there is some Japanese on these, but because they're art books, there's barely any text in these. All of them do have English as well. So I'm just having a quick flip through here. The printing of this seems really good quality. This feels a bit sturdier than the Bloodborne one, maybe just because it is bigger. Again, it's got a slip as well. I'll just show you a couple of images. Absolutely stunning. Here is another page. We've got Rani. Do love her as a character. She's very interesting. I'm gonna have to sit down with a coffee and just completely go through. I've got 2 more items to show you. It is another Elden Ring one, which is the Shadow of the Erd Tree art book. So I didn't end up getting number 2, but I will definitely get that one next. Again, the beautiful slip. So I'll just show you some of the artwork in here. There are a lot of pages with items from the game, which is just really nice to look at on their own. And we have Mesma, of course. My favorite character in Elden Ring, apart from Melania. The detail on the back of this too with the side of Grace. So these are just so stunning. Can't wait to find a place on my bookshelf for these after this. I'll now open up the last item, which I am very excited about. So this figure was for the Shadow of the Erd Tree. When it was released, there was a limited edition pack. So I didn't get the whole thing, I just got the figure. So again, a really incredible price for this, and it's quite big as well. So let's open it up. This is a statue of Mesma. I am already so excited looking at this, but let's pull him out. I think I said this last time when I did my previous JP Fans unboxing, but this really feels like Christmas. I'm definitely going to be keeping the box. There's his spear. So I'll pop that on. There we go. I think this is 40 centimeters. Incredible. Show you some of the details. I mean, this is just so beautiful. It's got his cape with the symbol. So I'll need to find a good spot for him, probably somewhere near these art books, but this is officially one of the coolest things that I own. I love it so much. So I'll show you where I end up putting all of these. But a huge thanks to JP Fans for sending me these incredible items. If you wanted to check them out as well, don't forget to use the sign up link in my description below. Hi, so I'm just about to rush out, but I thought I'd just come on here quickly. I am just about to go to the Melbourne premiere of the Odyssey tonight. I'm so honoured to be invited to this preview screening. Talked about this a lot before, but the Odyssey is a really important story to me. It's something I try to read every year. However, I didn't read it in preparation for this, just because I didn't want to have too many expectations going into it. I know there's a lot of discourse online about this movie already, and there's been some controversy about things, but I just want to keep an open mind about everything. I do really love Christopher Nolan as a director. I think he's done some great movies, so I really hope that this is going to be good, but I'm just excited to go to this tonight. I really didn't know what to wear to this. When I go to these, I do try to do something a little themed, but I didn't really have anything in my wardrobe that was really giving Odyssey vibes. But the reason I read the Odyssey was because of the secret history, so tonight I've done a bit of a dark academia outfit. I'm wearing this top that I bought a couple of years ago from Romance Was Born, which has this really nice collar. I am wearing a thermal underneath because it's pretty cold today, but I'm going to be wearing this long coat over it, so this won't be seen. I'm just wearing some trousers as usual, which you can't see right now because I do want to be comfy because this is quite a long movie. And I'm going to wear these boots that I bought quite a while ago from R.M. Williams. I really love the shape of these, but unfortunately I don't wear these very often because they are extremely uncomfortable. So I only wear these when I won't have to walk for a long time. But anyway, I'm going to head off now because I don't want to be late. So I will take you along with me, but I am going to come back later and just talk about the movie a little bit and give you a little spoiler-free review as well. Hi, so I'm back. I thought I would just talk very quickly about the Odyssey and the experience I had last night at the premiere here. Obviously it's going to be spoiler free, and even though this is an ancient text and a lot of people are already familiar with the things that happen in the Odyssey, I'm obviously talking about the different changes in this, things like that. So if you are going to see it, don't worry, I will not spoil it for you. The whole experience was really great. I was at the IMAX here, of course. I love going to the events here at IMAX. They're always really well done, and it's just so nice to see things on that huge giant screen. It was completely full, so every seat was taken. It was very busy, and once we did get in, there was the bar and also the photo opportunity wall. Once we got into the cinema, we had to put our phones into a sealed bag, and they were very strict about that, and they did have security throughout the movie, making sure that people were not going to take photos or videos of the film. Obviously, with it being so highly anticipated, they don't want anything to leak, so that makes sense, I guess. As I mentioned before, I wanted to keep an open mind going into this, which I try to do with any adaptation of something that I treasure, because I do really love the Odyssey. I think it's a beautiful story. So much happens in it, and I knew that would be a challenge to fit into a 3-hour movie, because there are just so many events and important things, and I knew obviously some of these things would be changed or taken out. So it is quite a challenge, I guess. Having seen it now, there were a couple of things that I didn't really like, but I'm not going to go into those. Maybe later I can come back and talk about that a little bit more. I will say honestly that I really lowered my expectations going into this one, just because I do think the Odyssey is such a challenge to adapt. Obviously you can see from the cast, it's a really big Hollywood movie, which I thought would be similar to Troy. I'm not really a huge fan of that movie personally. This was a lot better for me. I think there were some really stunning shots in this, and once I got over the modern vernacular, I just kind of settled into it, and I ended up really enjoying it. There were some things in this that I wasn't sure how it would be adapted onto screen, more the mythological side of things, but those things were done really well. So I would say honestly this is a movie worth seeing. I would like to see it again also. I think it was incredible to see at IMAX on the ginormous screen, and because this is shot intended for IMAX, it took up the entire length and width of the screen, which was incredible. And honestly, when the movie started, I did not know where to look, and you could just pick up so many little details throughout the movie. I think this was a pretty solid adaptation. There are some issues with it. It's not perfect, but I would probably rate this a 7 out of 10. So if you are going to see the Odyssey, or you've seen it by the time that I release this, let me know what you thought of it. I will now talk about what I have been reading lately. So as I've shown quite a bit in this video, I have been reading His Black Tongue by Mitchell Luthi. This was my Patreon book club read for July, and I've now finished this and I really loved it. I didn't realize though that this is actually a collection of short stories. So His Black Tongue is one of 6 stories in here. I read all of these and I really enjoyed them. They were all very eerie and strange and had this really good sense of dread, and I think the writing was great. So I've never read Mitchell Luthi before, but I really enjoyed this. I loved His Black Tongue. As I've mentioned before, I have been searching for more dark fantasy and medieval fiction. This is exactly what I was looking for because this is set in France. It follows a friar and his ward, and they go to this town that has been impacted by the plague, and there's things like witches. So it's just really good. My only gripe with this is that I wish that it was much longer. I wish that His Black Tongue was the length of this entire book because yeah, it was just so good and really what I was looking for at the moment. So I would rate this 5 out of 5. And because I enjoyed that one so much, I actually purchased Pilgrim by the same author. This cover is incredibly beautiful, and this is another medieval horror book, so hopefully going to get to this one soon. I did of course start reading Berserk because I picked up the Deluxe Volume 1 omnibus. I really love these huge omnibuses. It's the same dimensions as the housing one that I've got, which I need to get the rest of. It's just really nice to read them in this mega format because you can really see everything really clearly. So a few of you have recommended Berserk to me before. I did start watching Berserk, I think at the start of this year. I was watching the episodes on YouTube, but unfortunately they all got taken down. I read a couple of volumes of Berserk online and I really liked it, so I decided to buy this. I'm really enjoying the story of this so far, and the illustrations are so cool. I think Guts is a really interesting character, and I also really like Puck as well, who is like this little elf. Their relationship dynamics are so funny, and the little conversations they have always make me laugh. So it's been more light-hearted to start off with than I expected, but I do know that this story gets incredibly dark as it goes along. At the moment, I am up to here, so I'm up to part 2. Again, a beautiful illustration of Guts. Looking forward to hopefully sitting down this weekend and reading the rest of it because I feel like this is something, again, that I was looking for and I could get really obsessed with quickly. But that pretty much sums up this week. It has been a busy one and I do have some things on I'm going to show you in my next video because hopefully I'm going to be going to an antique market this weekend. So if you want to see what I pick up, come back in the next one and I'll show you what I get. But thanks so much for joining me this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.